Hi, everybody. This is Kathy L. Murphy, the Pulpwood Queen, probably one of the many millions of Shah Rukh Khan fans in the world. He's become my favorite actor. I discovered him during the time of COVID. And the first film we watched was the first one I watched was Om Shanti Om. And I had thought I had never seen anything so magnificent before as that Indian story and storytelling it was. It covered all the bases. It had dancing, it had singing, it had costumes, it had color. It was just magnificent. And so I decided that I would watch some more. And the next thing I watched was I found out that he was on David Letterman. And David Letterman has this new show, and he had gone to India to interview Shah Rukh Khan. And I thought, who is this guy? I've never heard of him before. And I'm like the biggest film buff in the world. I mean, I run the International Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys book and film club. I've watched films my entire life. This was my mother's passion. She wanted to be a Hollywood movie star. So the biggest highlight of our year was watching the Oscars and the Academy Awards. And now I can say, after 2 years of watching every Shah Rukh Khan film and every Bollywood Indian film, and I've even gone now to all these other countries watching films, is that I am convinced that this guy is the best entertainer in the world. And he also is just a truly great guy. He's married to his childhood sweetheart. He has 2 wonderful children. He's a philanthropist. He's a big reader. He's writing a book. And I posted today on our, the Pulpwood Queen Shah Rukh Khan book fan and film club, his introduction to the book launch for his friend Karan Johar's book, An Unsuitable Boy. And if you have not read that memoir, it is really I couldn't stop. I read it in one sitting. It was so great. And I'm looking forward to when Shah Rukh Khan gets his book done. But I've read every book, and I've got some here I'm going to show you today. But the film we're going to be watching is DEVDAS. And this is Mathura Dixit and Shah Rukh Khan. And I wish I had some help with how you pronounce Amara Ray. She's really these 2 women are 2 of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. And they are dancers, and they do a dance number in this film where they do it together. And it's probably the one of the best choreography dance I've seen in a long, long time. But DEVDAS, I ordered a copy. I watched this movie so many times. I'm slowly getting all of his movies just so I can watch them whenever I want. And I love this. I thought, well, I'll read the bio on the back for all of you, but it's in Korean. This copy that I got is in Korean, and it has English subtitles, so it's fine. I've watched so many. I can't speak Hindi. I know keywords. I know namaste. I know, Faralinga. I know words, and I recognize them in acha. And I just love the way Shah Rukh Khan says walled. There's something about the language that just fascinates me, and I would love to learn it. But I live in East Texas, so it's a little difficult. But if you can't get this in any stores. I got it on eBay. I mean, I was looking everywhere for it. So I got it on eBay. And I want to tell you a little bit about the story. First, I've got many books now on Bollywood. This is really one of my favorite ones, Bollywood, and it's on all the films. And they have it's a big coffee table book. They have a beautiful layout on DEVDAS, and it's the third incarnation of this film. The 3rd version that came out with Shah Rukh Khan came out in 2002, and this is the 3rd time, and it's a tragic tale. In fact, I'm not going to give away any secrets on this film, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to need a box of Kleenex when you get to the end, because I am about 3/4 through watching it again today. And I decided that I'd wait till after I did this book and film club to watch it in, because I always cry my eyes out. Shah Rukh Khan is the best actor, but I can't tell you anything more about what happens because I'll ruin it for you. But I do want to read you a few things about this movie that makes it so stand out for me. You know, my favorite book of all time was To Kill a Mockingbird, and then that it won the Pulitzer Prize, and then it was made into a film. This was a 1960s film. The book was written by Harper Lee, and it was made into a film, and it won the Academy Award Best Picture of the Year. Well, I now watch, last night I was watching the 2022 Filmfare Awards, which is the equivalent of the Academy Awards in India. And even though I don't speak the language, I absolutely love it because I recognize all the actors and they do use some English words. But Karan Johar and this Kapir, who is a talk show host, they're so funny and they're speaking in Hindi so fast. There's something about the way they talk. It just cracks me up. But I want to tell you a little bit more about this film and why you should watch it. First of all, I got to tell you about the cast and crew. Shah Rukh Khan plays DEVDAS, okay? And he's a young man who's been sent off to England to school he becomes a lawyer, and he hasn't been home in 10 years. And so the beginning of the film is him coming back home to his family. And it's Aishwarya Rai plays Paro. This is his childhood friend who he grew up playing with every day, and they were inseparable. And she has kept a candle lit for him, burning from the time he left until the time he gets back. And there was nothing that could put it out. Mathura Dixit is Chandramukhi, and she plays a courtesan. And she is a classical Indian dancer. I'm telling you, these two women dance together. It's amazing. And I'll come to the costumes later. Jackie Shroff plays Shunim Babu. Kiran Kher plays Sumitra Chakraborty. And the director was Sanjay Leela Bansali. The producer was Bharat Shah. The music composer was Ishmael Dabar. The lyricist was Nusrat Bar. And the choreographers, I mean it, Pandit Burju Maharaj, Sarjo Khan, Vaidahavi Merchant, Papu Malu, and the script writers. This was a book before it became a film. So I'm on a mission to find an English version of this book so I can read it. But this is the storyline. It's childhood sweethearts, DEVDAS and Paro, have fallen in love. This causes a rift between their families who refuse to let them get married. Paro gets married to a rich older man at the behest of her mother. A tormented DEVDAS turns to alcohol for comfort and moves into a brothel. He continues to pine for Paro, even refusing the advances of the beautiful courtesan Chandramukhi. I tell you, it is one of these sagas that you cannot walk away from. It is a very long movie. Indian movies play for up to 3 hours and they have an intermission, and there's a reason why, because when you're watching a film that long. But I've just got to tell you a little bit more about this film and why it's so important to me and why everybody should watch it. Again, it came out in 2002. DEVDAS sets the gold standard for period films in Bollywood with breathtaking sets, stunning costumes, spectacular song and dance sequences, and extravagant melodrama. The year 2002 was all set to be Bollywood's worst film year ever. Of the 120 films released on June, 119 had lost money. In July, DEVDAS, an expensive project with a reported budget of 7.8 million, was to be released. Sanjay Leela Bansali's film, which released in approximately 325 theaters across India, wasn't just a hit. It went on to win 5 national awards and was nominated for both a BAFTA and an Oscar in the Best Foreign Language Film category. Where was I? How did I not catch that? Because I watch the Oscars every year. I'm really paying attention now to the international films that are playing in, that are nominated for the best foreign film, because this film just blew me away. The director's vision: the story of Dev is complete with three of India's cinema's favorite themes and characters: a love triangle, a man unable to fight the system, in this case, his landed feudal father, and the prostitute with a heart of gold. Remains not just the most filmed non-epic story in India, but also provides a template for love stories in Hindu cinema. Versions of the story have already been in several Indian language. Well, the period clothes, like Shah Rukh Kahn wears, it comes back from England, and it said that they went to London to old clothing stores to find the authentic clothing. The film was larger than life. I'm telling you, DEVDAS was shot mostly in Film City, Mumbai, where 20th century Kolkata and Benares were recreated on 6 sets. It took art director Nitin Desai about 9 months just to research the sets, and even longer to create them. The set for Chandramukhi's brothel, which was to be on the banks of the river Ganges in Benar, was constructed around an artificial lake. Gallons of water had to be brought in regularly to refill the lake. The hall in which Chandramukhi danced had 60 carved domes along a 6-foot tall chandelier. Cinematographer Binoy Pradhan used energy supplies by 42 generators to light the huge set. In all, 5,000 bulbs lit up the brothel at night with the help of 700 light men. Can you imagine? I mean, it reminds me of what they went to do the set of Cleopatra. It was on that scale. Paro's glass room, designed to reflect her beauty, was decorated with 122,000 pieces of stained glass. Paro's family home was directly across the street from DEVDAS' family home, and Paro's home was stained glass all the way around. And there's a scene where at the beginning of the film where she's running through stained glass door after door after door. It's the most beautiful place. And I hope if it was a set, they never tore it down, because it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And the clothing and the costumes. Oh, I wanted to read you a little bit about the costumes, because they were not only elaborate, they were very, very heavy. I'm trying to see where that was actually written, and it may be in this other book. Okay, it's in this second book that I have on Bollywood. And it's fabulous. And this is the actress, one of the actresses. She was, I believe, Miss Indian and Miss World. She is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And so is Madhura Dixit. These women are still just gorgeous. And this was done in 2002. In fact, there's a new series on Netflix starring Madhura Dixit that is probably one of the best series I've ever seen on Netflix. But I wanted to talk about the clothing, because that's the thing I could not believe. They said that there's twirling scenes in this one dance number that they do together, and the skirts of them weighed like 66 pounds. So even when they stopped twirling, the skirts kept on going, and practically, because these girls aren't very big, practically knocked them down. But if you can see the elaborate beadwork in the jewelry, and when this actress was dancing in the scene, she didn't stop, but her ears started bleeding from the weight of the way her earrings were beating around on her head, and she did not stop. The blood just, I mean, we're talking about people that have dedicated their life to their art. It's absolutely fascinating. Now, you can watch this on Netflix, I believe, or Amazon. And I know it's up on YouTube. And there's lots of stories up on YouTube. There's lots of interviews on YouTube. I suggest that you go and watch them. And I will tell you, if you like movies and films as much as I do, You're going to want to watch DEVDAS. And I have decided that for next month, I've been posting up on our calendar of events on our website, www.thepulpwoodqueens.com, the choices of films, and you have all week to watch them. But next week, I've decided this is a heavy, sad film, but it's sad and tragic in a way that, I don't know, it's become kind of a cult classic. It's interesting to me, but I can't watch it enough. It's just so beautiful. I want to watch it, kind of like Dr. Zhivago. I remember the first time I watched Dr. Zhivago, I was just like, it was so breathtakingly beautiful. The ice palace and the way it was so freezing and cold, and where this was set, I was just blown away, and I was a child. But if I had seen these as a child, I can't even imagine. But my biggest thrill is now to see if I can save up, and when the world opens up, is to go to India, because I want to go to a theater in India and sit with all the people from there. And I just want to watch them experience a Shah Rukh Khan film. That's what I want to see. And I'm taking an empty suitcase, because I'm sure I'm going to come back with everything to fill my entertainment room. I watch so many films, and you've heard me talk about my favorite actress is Bette Davis. I love the classical movies. I've done a lot of research and listened to a lot of interviews with Shah Rukh Khan, and I know that he was a real Michael J. Fox fan, which that was somebody he really looked up to. And he liked the guy that was in the Pink Panther movies, which was very interesting to me, because he was a tremendous comedian. And, but he is bigger in the world as an actor than Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And to me, his range of acting goes beyond all comprehension. I mean, the only person I can think right offhand would be Meryl Streep. Well, she can play any role she plays, she masters, but I think he takes it to the next level. It's just, he plays a bad guy, he's played a psychopath, he's played, he's the king of Bollywood, so he's in all these romance films, and every woman actress that I've ever heard him interview by him saying he's such a gentleman and he's such a pleasure to work with, and they just love working with him. He always knows his lines, he's so polite, and he really wants you to do well in your part. I just admire him so much. He's a very, very much an inspiration to me. So I decided to do this. So next month there is a film that I am totally hooked on. Whenever I used to watch Man's Favorite Sport, which was a Rock Hudson, Paula Prentice film, when I was just kind of down in the dumps and not feeling good. But the movie I watch now, it's a Bollywood film starring Shah Rukh Khan in a very different kind of role. And the young woman who stars with him is one of my favorite co-stars of his. And it's, the English title is The Couple Made by God. And it has a Hindi name that ends with Jodi. So it's wonderful. And you can watch it on Netflix. And I watch it, I think the first months of COVID, I'd watch it once a week. I've seen it so many times now. I know all the songs, I know the dances, I just love it. And the ending is probably the sweetest, cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I think we all need entertainment right now. We need to escape from, I've been locked up in this cabin for 2 years because I have some health issues. I have diabetes and some other things that I have to deal with. So this just really makes me happy. I just can't, everything about it makes me happy. So watch the film DEVDAS, and I'll be posting next week's film. So, and next month's film, we do this meeting once a month. And I watch them just about every day. But if you have not seen a film from India, this would be a good one to start with. It is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. So, you know, I always say 5 diamonds in the Pulpwood Queen tiara, which is my highest mark. And I back that 100%. So thank you, Shah Rukh Khan, for making my world so much better and getting me through COVID. And thank you all that watched this because this is going up on my Kathy L. Murphy YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. And please check out all the posts that I do because I share things all the time that are so inspiring to me about all the good that he's putting out into the world. So thank you so much. And as I always say, it's all about the story. He's a masterful storyteller as an actor. I commend him. Bravo, bravo. All right, bye, everybody. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye.